All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. So, this is our weekly stretch session where we focus on getting into our bodies, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of the day and the rest of our week. So, as we move through practice today, keep in mind your boundaries. Notice where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you're feeling thirsty, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable position, whether the legs are crossed or straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop like a block. That's what I'm sitting on, a bolster, or you can also just be down on the mat. It's really whatever you prefer. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into our sits bones. And then we'll sit up nice and tall here. We'll inhale, bring our shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. One more time. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale as you drop them back and down. Find a comfortable spot for your hands, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. And then perhaps close the eyes if you'd like, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sunbear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. The snake is an apt symbol for this time of year. The element of the snake is water and represents the ability to shed past attachments and renew one's vision and purpose. This is an excellent time for meaningful change. Excuse me. Last month, we stepped back and observed all that was present in our lives. Now we can let go of that which no longer serves us. We can welcome in a new self, one that is ready to live in alignment with the version and purpose we've solidified throughout the year. As you move through practice, see if there's something you've been holding on to that you can let go. Breathe it out, allow it to flow out of your body just as you release a posture. So, settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take a deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale. Feel your belly expanding outward, filling full of air like it's a balloon. And then exhale that breath out as you squeeze the belly button in toward the spine, releasing all of that air. Inhale as you feel the torso expand, your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale as you draw air in your nose, down your throat, and fill your lungs. And then exhale as you draw that air out of your lungs, up your nose, or up your throat, and out your nose. Continue to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling with intention, really noticing that movement of the breath here. Oh, excuse me. Got movement of my breath there and a yawn. Now, if your mind starts to wander off, if it gets distracted by a thought, noise, physical sensation, just notice the moment that you've gone away and then come back to focusing on the breath, back to the inhales and exhales. Now, if it feels right for you, you can always incorporate a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath. Inhale, I can. Exhale, let go. Inhale, I can. Exhale, let go. Wherever you are here today, just remaining here for a few more moments. Set another intention for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and mind. And then exhale the breath out, set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. All right, you can stay right where you are today. We're going to do a little bit of upper body and arms work. So if you want to stay on a prop, you're welcome to. If you don't have a prop, I invite you to put that under your hips. It's going to make it easier to sit here for just a little bit longer, but it's an option. You can also sit on your legs instead, kneeling if you'd like. Options. So let's go ahead and inhale, sweep our right arm tall, reach it toward the sky, and then exhale, bend at the elbow, bring that hand right to the small of the back there, or the upper part of or the lower part of the neck. So then inhale, bring our left arm tall, grab that elbow, and then bring that elbow toward the midline. So you're kind of pulling it toward the midline here. So we're getting a nice deep stretch to the outside of that arm and into that upper side body area. Yeah, it's a great tricep stretch. Now notice I was just arching out my back here. See if you can tuck your tailbone slightly and still sit up nice and tall. That will deepen that stretch here. Couple deep breaths. Nice work. Inhale, we release, bring those arms out to a T. Exhale, bring that right arm across the body, sweep the left arm below the right, bring the forearms to touch like you're creating a cross, and then pull that right arm across the body using the left arm. Now you can keep that cross if you'd like. You can also turn that left hand and grab that tricep upper elbow region. It's up to you. And wherever you are, taking a few deep breaths. Now we're feeling that pull through the outside of the arm here. Really nice deep stretch. So taking a couple breaths here. Great work. And then inhale, bring your arms out wide and then bring them back behind you. I'll turn to the side so you can see here. So back behind you, interlace those fingers here, sit up nice and tall. Now, if this is enough of a stretch for you, feel free to stay right here. Otherwise, on the next inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift those arms up off the back as far as you're able. So now we're getting a really nice heart center opener as well as a stretch through the front of our shoulders here. We're also feeling that pull into that bicep region as well. So wherever you are, a couple deep breaths here. Try to keep that tailbone tucked, prevent yourself from arching out, but instead sit up nice and tall and focus on the movement in the arms hinging from the shoulders. And then exhale, go ahead and release those arms, come back into center. Really nice work here. Now let's go ahead and switch on to that opposite side. So inhale, sweep your left arm tall and then bend at that elbow. Go ahead and bring that hand right below the neck here. Now, again, you can stay right here. An option is to take that right arm and grab that elbow and then pull that elbow gently toward the midline. It does not have to be perfect, just so you're feeling that stretch in through that tricep region and then down into the top of the ribs here. You know what it feels like. So let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths here together. And try to keep your tailbone tucked here. Again, we're not trying to arch out the back, but keeping that core gently engaged. Excellent work. Inhale, release, bring those arms out to a T. Exhale, bring that left arm, so it sweeps in front of you. Bring that right arm down and below. Bring those forearms into a cross, and then pull that left arm across the body here. So now we're getting a nice stretch to the outside of that left arm. Again, your arms can stay in a cross. You can also angle that right hand so it comes to rest right above the elbow here. Again, sitting up nice and tall, rooting into your sits bones, and breathing. Nice work. Inhale, go ahead and bring your arms out to a T and then bring them up overhead. Interlace those fingers and then turn the palms so they're facing the ceiling and press those palms up toward the ceiling. So now we're stretching out our hands a little bit, stretching out those shoulders, reaching through the back, lengthening through the spine here. Couple deep breaths. Nice work. Inhale, gently release those hands here. Nice job. Maybe roll those shoulders up and back a couple of times, a little bit of a release, and then forward and down as well. Again, just getting a little bit of movement. And if you'd like, you can shake out the arms, shake out the hands. Option, not requirement. Good. All right, just a little bit more seated here. So sit up nice and tall again. If it helps, you can kind of make a little wiggle, a little bit of movement here to get yourself regrounded, give your back a little bit of a release. Sitting up nice and tall, core is gently engaged. Take a deep inhale here as you lengthen through the spine. And then on the exhale, drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Now notice you can stay right here. We're feeling a nice deep stretch through that right side neck into the top of the shoulder and then maybe down into the arm and fingertips. Option is to extend this right hand out toward the side, fingertips on the mat. That's really going to deepen that stretch through all of those ligaments and tendons running through the arm there, all of those muscles, all of it's interconnected. So that's why you can feel it in your fingertips. Final option is to take your left hand and just rest it down on the right side of your head. So we're not pulling, but instead we're just resting that weight there. Good. Take a few deep breaths here. Good work. Inhale, let's go ahead and come back into center. So again, sit up nice and tall on the inhale, lengthen through that spine. And then on the next inhale or exhale, drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. So again, if you're feeling enough of a stretch into the neck, into the shoulder, maybe down to the fingertips, you're welcome to stay right here. An option is to take your fingers and extend them out to the side. Again, that's going to deepen the stretch, but it's an option, not a requirement. And then the final option is to take that right hand and bring it to the left side of the head. Again, resting it down, not pulling our neck down. Okay. We don't want to strain. And then again, really noticing that sensation in through the neck, shoulder, and down into the arm. So wherever you are today, a couple deep breaths. Nice work. Inhale, we release. Go ahead and bring your hands down onto your legs here. So the arms are kind of released here. Okay, we don't necessarily need them straight, but kind of at a more of a relaxed angle. Again, sit up nice and tall. This time, bring the chin down toward the chest. And imagine you're pushing the back of your head up toward the sky. Shrug the shoulders down, gently squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. They don't have to touch. Feel that lengthening through the back of the neck here. Core is gently engaged. Notice the tendency to arch the back and see if you can pull back from that instead. Good. And then we inhale, lift the head back up to neutral. And then on the exhale, tip the chin up toward the sky here. Now, you know how you can like jut your chin forward as if you have an underbite here? So jut that chin forward. Really see, pretend you're trying to press that chin up to the ceiling or toward the sky. So you really feel that pull through the front side of the neck. Now it's really easy to kind of compress down here. So lengthen through the spine, sit up nice and tall, shrug the shoulders down, and focus on really making yourself as long as you can and feeling that pull in the neck down into that upper chest area. Couple breaths. And then inhale, go ahead, release, coming back into center. Maybe wiggle your jaw back and forth. Maybe open the mouth up, open and close a couple times just to release your jaw. That was quite a bit of a stretch. And if it feels good, you can take your index fingers here and gently massage along the jaw up toward the temple and then back down just to release a little bit of those muscles here. You can even get into the muscles in the neck if you're feeling tight at all in there as a little release here. Good. All right, when you feel ready, let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees here. So move your prop out of the way, making sure your space is free and clear. Good. We're going to plant our hands into the mat, bring our knees beneath our hips, and untuck our toes. On the next inhale, sweep your right arm up toward the sky, and then exhale, bring it back and down. Inhale, bring it forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down, and then reverse the direction. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Nice work here. And then let's do the opposite side. So inhale, sweep that left arm forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down, and then reverse the direction. So inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Nice work here. We're going to lower onto our bellies here. And then bring our elbows beneath the shoulders, plant the forearms here. So notice how I'm kind of down, and then I'll press into the mat, lift the gaze and chest coming into Sphinx. Now, we just did a lot of our upper back here. So now we're showing a little bit of love to our low back here, kind of getting that entire ecosystem in the torso. So as we press into the forearms, we lift the gaze and torso. Now, a couple options. You can look straight ahead here, which is that neutral position. If you'd like, you can tip that chin up toward the sky. That's going to deepen that decompression in the low spine and that arch in the back. So be careful here. Take it in little steps. It's also going to bring a deeper stretch into the chest and into the throat here again. Now, if you'd like, you can gently tuck the chin toward the chest. Again, staying nice and long through the rest of the spine here, noticing how that feels. Again, wherever you are here today, let's take a couple deep breaths. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, let's go ahead and come down to the mat. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders. Inhale, press on up onto all fours, but then exhale, sink right back into a child's pose. Elongate your arms, forehead comes down to the mat here. So elongating those arms, reaching those fingers toward the top of your mat. If your forehead doesn't reach, you can always stack your forearms or stack your fists. Notice which one feels right for you. It's really up to you. You can also use a prop like a block beneath your forehead. We're just releasing our neck here. So it's an option. It's certainly not a requirement. Noticing what it calls for and breathing. And then we're really feeling that nice release in the low spine here. After all that sitting and after Sphinx pose, it does feel good to stretch that out. So taking a couple deep breaths here. All right. On the next inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. Make your way into a seated position. And we're actually going to go right into our final relaxation. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket. Now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice today. Okay? So coming down onto your back, making sure your space is free and clear. Let's start by tucking those knees into the chest, wrapping our arms around our legs, giving ourselves a little squeeze. And if you'd like, you can massage your low back by rocking from side to side in a little roly-poly action. It's an option. It is not a requirement. Noticing what feels right for you. And then coming into stillness, drop those soles of the feet down to the floor. And let's prepare for final relaxation. So you can stay right here, soles of the feet on the floor, knees in little mountains. This is great. If you have a super tight low back or any issues in the hips, this can be very rejuvenative. You can also take those blocks and place them underneath the thighs and extend the legs. That'll help elevate the knees here and release that tension on the low back and in the hips. Option. Soles of the feet can come together, knees can fall out wide for reclined down angle, and you can always put your blocks beneath your knees. Now, if you'd like, you're welcome to extend one leg and keep the other in for fallen tree, or extend both legs here and allow the feet to roll outward for a traditional final relaxation. Notice where the arms want to be. It's whatever feels good for you. It's no limit here. And if you prefer, you can also just lay on your side or on your belly, or you can even just come back into a seated position. Really, this is your part of practice, this final part. So I invite you to find a position that feels as comfortable as possible here today, and then settle in. So as you rest down here, start to tune into your breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath is moving, how deep or shallow it is. Notice the quality of each breath on the inhales and the quality of each breath on the exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Seeing if you just can bring the mind into tuning into the movement of the air as it leaves and enters your body. The mind gets distracted, it happens. Every time you notice it's gone away, see if you can pull it back to focusing on the breath, back to focusing on the movements of the breath. If it feels right for you, again, you can always come back to the mantra we used at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I can. Exhale, let go. Inhale, I can. Exhale, let go. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect your time, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of our practice. So leaning back, letting go, just resting right here with your breath. When you touch one thing with deep awareness, you touch everything. Bringing your awareness back into the space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhaling that breath back out. Taking another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you said at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position, and we close out our practice together today. So find that comfortable seat, legs crossed straight out in front of you, root into the sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Hands come into that comfortable position, whether on your knees, in your lap, or at heart center. Close the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth, for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this weekly stretch session here with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis Miller. You can find me here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so make sure to mark your calendars and set your alarms. And you can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can find me on Instagram and YouTube. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope you're feeling just lovely and ready for the rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.